anybody that you have lied to that I don't know about will be like, oh, okay, she has had an involvement in doing whatever, and that's why dude be doing that, and blah blah blah. So she's been lying to him. Or, oh, so she's been lying to us. That's why. And you do know that and you understand it, and that's why you won't do it because there's no telling who else you've been lying to. And then when they find out, well, shit. And you don't want anyone else to find out. You only wanted to keep it contained and at a minimum. I won't allow that anymore. I won't suffer in silence anymore. I am not going to be sitting there and be blindsided even once more. That's why. Can you not understand that?
You make it sound like you're the only person that deals with shit.
Why is that relevant? This is between me and you. I don't care if you deal whatever you deal with. Hey, you deal with me yelling, you deal with me screaming, you deal with me blowing up, you deal with me. Hey, you want me to start writing stuff right now? I will. I'll hang up and I'll start writing nonstop of all the things you have to deal with me. I'll do it first. But see, I know you won't follow suit by saying one thing. I lied to the point that I ruined my marriage. Or I lied to the extent that it's all something. I even wrote it. All you gotta do is post it, dear. I will write from now till tomorrow of all the things you have to deal with me. I don't have a problem with standing by every single mistake I have ever made in my life. You know that's who I am. So don't give me that. Right? Huh?
All right.
Wait, I don't understand what you're saying. All right?
All right, as in I understand.
But I'm asking you, is that not true?
Yeah.
Immediately when I make a mistake, do I not completely prostrate myself to you? Do I not beat myself up entirely? Do I not admit it immediately? And anyone who I've wronged, I immediately go and apologize. I immediately go and rectify that situation. Does that not always happen?
Yes.
Does it not also always happen that I have to fight with you just to get the truth out of you? And that you will go around and around and around and around in circles. And I have to ask you one question at a time to get you to answer it before we get to the big picture, and then you will still deny it. Does that not happen?
Yes.
So why are you so confused as to why I'm asking you to do this to save our family?
I'm not confused.
You just
I'm just
won't do
saying
it.
I
You
don't
just
think
won't do it, right? Just go ahead
what
and answer it so we can be finished. You just won't do it, right?
I'm not posting all that.
I
No,
didn't
I'm not.
ask you that. You won't even answer questions. You never do
I
answer a
just
direct question.
answered the
I asked
question.
you a
I said
question. I asked
no.
you a question, yes or no. You're not going to do it, are you?
Yes.
Huh? Hello?
Hello?
Are you going to do what is necessary for us to move forward? Yes or no? You know what I'm asking. You have one option, at least at minimum. Let me know that you have talked to your father and that you've told him the truth and he's calling to apologize for his involvement. That would at least let me know, at least your family knows. But that hasn't happened. So I can't even say that your family knows. And since that hasn't happened, it leaves only one other option. You to say something very basic and simple where the people that's connected to you, such as the people that you work with, your family, it's another way to prove it. It's another way to rectify it. It's another way to say to me, yes, Curly, our family is important enough for me to be honest with all the people that I may have lied to about you. with all the people who are thinking that you're an asshole. And that's why this is all happening. To all the people who I have went and said, well, we're having trouble at home and this and that, and sat in these offices and talking with these people, but not telling them the reason we're having trouble at home, which is every day you come in lying. See, in order for us to move forward, I need to know that you're still not doing it. And that's the only way, because all these people will know that when you're doing that, you're lying. And you're so unwilling to do it that it's very clear you don't want to stop, nor do you want to be held responsible. So that's why I can't come back until you're willing to stop. You're willing to hold yourself responsible, not just for what you have done, but recently, but everything. That is all of this shit is you, and it always has been, and you know it. Hold yourself responsible. These people don't know that your children are there without their father because you won't even own up to your shit. You won't make a home safe for him to do what he's supposed to do with his children because everyone around him thinks he's shit, and you won't change that because you don't want anybody to know you're the reason. But it's okay for me to be the reason. And I have been for 10 years knowing I'm not. And I keep walking with my head held high. I keep loving you. I keep caring about you. I keep rubbing your feet. I keep cooking for you. I keep making money for our home. I keep putting my life at risk. And you won't even admit that a great majority of our problems are you, and a great majority of the reason we have them at all is because you constantly lie. And when people look at our home, they see me as the problem. When the reality is, I've done every single thing I can to stay and to bring us higher, to be more. You won't go there. Right here, right now, at this moment in time in our relationship is the proof, and no one knows it. All you have to do, all these friends of yours that you keep sending these messages to, your boss, all this shit, your family, all this stuff. Because I know for a fact, Sandra, I know for a fact, Renee, I know for a fact, your father, I know for a fact, your sister. See, all these people cannot ever know that all this shit you said to them is lies. And that's why you won't do it. You will never put yourself where I am, and I don't even deserve to be there. And nobody knows it. I'm tired of being there and no one knows it. I'm tired of being your scapegoat when the reality is I'm supposed to be your reason, especially now. I've proven to you what I can be to our family. Why can't you prove to me what you can be for us? Why? Huh?
I have,
Huh?
I have proven it time and time again.
No, you haven't. If you've proven it time and time again, what the fuck am I doing here? How did this end up? When did you prove it? When you told the people that you work with that I'm abusing you?
I hope it's no such thing.
Will you please stop mumbling, Lydia? Do whatever you need to do with the phone. That's so disrespectful. I'm pouring my heart out here, and you can't even open your mouth fully when you speak to me?
I'm not being disrespectful. The
Yes, you
phone's right
are.
next to my mouth, and
It sounds like you gargling. What the hell are you doing?
sitting on the bed talking to you.
Lydia, stop. Why are you doing this? You won't even be respectful enough to actually talk. When I'm pouring my heart out, trying so hard to have a reason to come home, I'm trying to get back to my babies. But with what you do, somebody gonna end up hurt. You don't see what just happened between me and your father, and it was all you? Someone will get hurt. And I'm trying to, if I come home, it'll be safe for my children. I don't need police beating on my door because the people that you work with and called fucking 6 cops to our home because you were 30 minutes late. That could have resulted in another unarmed black man dead. It's all because of you. And you can't even speak when I'm talking to you instead of what are you doing?
That's not me. That's the phone.
It
I'm
is
actually
you, Lydia. It's you. It's the way you have the phone. Please stop. If you can't even stop that, it's clear. You have, and I don't understand why you lack so much respect for me that you can't even. Why the fuck you doing this? I gave you my life. What are you doing this for?
I owned up, Curly. I've dealt with stuff just like you have.
No, you have not. You have caused stuff. I have not caused anything. You've dealt with the results of your actions. That's why you up and ran off to Mariana in the first place when you took my kids, because you were pissed off that I was mad at the fact that you lie all the time. So I don't get it. I don't get it. You ain't been through shit except for what you caused. And you won't own up to it. You say you owned up to it. How you own up to it when each thing I have to prove and then you finally admit only to me. And if I bring it up again, you'll deny it until I bring the proof back up. And then you're like, oh, yeah, well, okay. Owning up to what you've done is to everyone, is in the face of it each time, is never doing it again, is making it so that it can't be done again. You have owned up to nothing. And that's why we're still dealing with this problem 10 years later. So, why? And you're not going to answer it because you don't. You don't answer questions. If you notice every single question I've asked you, either you make it so that I have to keep asking it because you won't answer, or you go, so I have to ask you again what you say, and it's always to fuck with me. And then, or you answer something that I didn't ask. So why do you feel you've owned up to something when I have to make you answer through a shit mountain of proof that I figured it out, and then you finally say, okay, well, yeah, fuck, I lied. Only to me, and give no fucks that you did. You make me accept it, and if I get upset about it, I have all hell to pay because I got upset at the fact that you caused problems in our life, such as taking my children away, such as your whole fucking family acted a goddamn fool because you took my children away and I was upset, such as I tell your father that that's not the way a man behaves, so he shows up at my house trying to bust through my goddamn door Either because you've been lying the whole time and he still don't know it, or he doesn't know how to own up to his shit either. And you won't do anything to fix it other than your words, which you know are not trustworthy. Why, Lydia? No answer? See? Told you.
Hello?
I'm here. What
Hello?
do you mean, hello? You the one not talking. Not gonna answer?
I don't, I don't feel it's necessary to post it online. I've apologized to you. I've explained to my family. I've even explained to your mother that I've lied.
Listen,
Those are the
Lydia.
people that are important.
Listen,
Even the
Lydia.
kids know.
Listen, Lydia. It's because here's why it's important one more time. I am the person that has been affected by it every day for 10 years. And finally, I am so tired of it. I am so tired of living alone and no one else knowing. No one. I am done with that. I am not done with my family, my two children, and you as a household. I would like for us to heal. I would like to move forward and beyond it. However, that is impossible to do because I cannot trust you, or that there is no other lies lingering out there to cut my head off as soon as I get back. And when I say cut my head off, I mean symbolically. Unless I'm not going to prance you out in town square and say it. And your friends are your friends, just like your family is your family. The only reason your friends would be upset with you and not trust you is if they too were lied to by you. Then you would lose friendships. And I think that's what you're concerned about because I think you realize, yeah, there's a bunch of shit I don't know. And for everybody to find that out, oh my God. To everybody to find out that the reason that all this happened is that you can't stop lying to me, they would be like, well, damn, she told us this. And that's what you're afraid of. Because otherwise, why would you give a fuck? It's very clear that I'm dedicated to you. If what was important was our family, then it wouldn't matter to you to say that. Don't nobody give a fuck. All it is, it would just prove to me you're serious. This is the first and only thing I have ever asked you to do about your lying in all this time, and you will not do it. That's fucking strange. When a person can put up with all that shit and finally only ask you one thing to end it forever and never bring up any of the past lies, never be concerned about any new ones, nothing, just move forward. I ask you to do one thing, and a fucking week later, you still haven't. But every day you say you will. You lie to me daily about rectifying your lies. That's how much of a liar you are, and you expect me to just be like, oh, okay, she said she's done. What kind of dumbass do you think I am? That's why I've asked you to do it this way, because I'm not a dumbass. And it's very clear you have no intentions of stopping. Otherwise, tell me why. Because I keep telling you it's not valid what you're saying, and you know it's not. I've proven it to you 15 different ways. So why? See, told you power play. You never answer. Hello.
And
Why, Lydia?
I always make sacrifices for you.
Lydia, I'm not asking. So you don't answer. Then when you do, you don't answer. Why, Lydia?
That is why I'm always sacrificing, always
Sacrificing
doing
what?
extra
What does that have to
for you.
do with you
Can
stop
I
lying?
finish what I'm saying?
No, because I'm not asking you about that. That's what you do. You take the conversation, go all over the goddamn place, and not answer why you won't fucking stop lying or make it so that you can't. I don't care
I
about
asked her.
sacrifices outside of that. That's not what's destroying our family is your sacrifices. I ain't ask you for whatever fucking sacrifice you talking about. I don't give a damn about no sacrifice. I asked you to make one sacrifice, and that's to stop fucking lying. That's the one thing you won't do that matters. I ain't asking you about that shit. I don't care about whatever sacrifice you talking about. I asked you, why won't you stop fucking lying?
I tell the truth, you don't believe it. I lie, you don't believe it. I
Lydia,
don't know what else to do because when I tell the truth, it doesn't matter to you.
I just explained to you how to make that all stop and go away. I can never tell. You can't tell when a liar is telling the truth, Lydia, unless the liar stops lying. You can't tell when a liar is telling the truth unless the liar stops lying and does something. Something. After all this time that that person asked them to do as a very basic and minimal symbolic gesture of fucking with their life and mind for a fucking decade. And you can't write one 10-word post, 2 lines, while I have stood by you for a decade and give you 2 children at 40. And you can't do that? Huh? Why?
Because it's not necessary.
It is if you want our marriage.
I do want a marriage, but
It
that's not
is.
necessary.
I don't want to hear nothing else about it. It's not necessary. It's necessary after all of this if your husband says it is. And for you to say it's not, it means you don't give a fuck about what I want.
You're not what you want.
It's, how about this? Lydia, it's necessary. Lydia, I want you to do it. Lydia, if you don't do it, we are no longer together. Period. Are you going to? Okay.